Hi all, how you doing? Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. So 3 days ago, I made a video called Blockdag CTO. Jeremy Harkness was the co-founder of Shopping. CEO admitted to fraud. Okay, so Jeremy Harkness wasn't the CTO, he's the CTO, okay, not the CEO. So it wasn't him, it wasn't Jeremy Harkness who committed fraud, it was the other co-founder who basically came forward uh, and admitted that he had committed fraud. Okay, so that's not the beef. All right. The beef is that Blockdag have admitted that Jeremy Harkness was the co-founder of Shopping. Okay, which seems like a massive um, omission. Okay, in my opinion, and also in the opinion of Ponzi Patrol, who's another good YouTuber, a good friend of mine. Good find. I believe that's technically fraud. That's a material omission of relevant information. That's important to investors. So the point is, if you've got information that could be relevant, all right, no matter how little relevant you think it is, somebody else could think that that information is relevant. And I believe people who are in charge or who are put in prominent positions, it should be clear to investors what their previous roles were in other companies. All right. So it should be clear that Jeremy Harkness was involved in another company called Shopping that had fraud going on. All right. Now, clearly, the people at Blockdag don't want you to know that. All right. They don't want to advertise that, but they should be. All right. Because it's totally opaque. All right. They're not being transparent by divulging the information that Jeremy Harkness was involved in Shopping, which ended up where the other where the CEO committed fraud. Now, I'm not saying Jeremy Harkness was responsible for any fraud or any wrongdoing. Okay, so let me make that point clear. Now, a lot of people say, well, they're not hiding it because it's on his LinkedIn profile. All right. So, it says what he did at Shopping, Chief Blockchain Officer. All right. It doesn't actually say he was a co-founder, I don't think. All right. But he was a co-founder because I've seen it in the Twitter, on their tweets, the Shopping tweets. All right. I think they omitted this information because it doesn't look good. All right. That's the bottom line. It doesn't look good. But that's not the point. Investors should be given all the information and then they can make a good, solid business investment decision based on all the information that is given to them and that should be given to them. Now, a lot of people won't care about this. All right. And was, oh, well, it wasn't him. It was someone else who committed fraud. It doesn't matter. All right. But other people will obviously care about this, all right? So what I would suggest is if you've invested in Blockdag and you didn't know that information, and now this is new information to you, and you think, I wasn't told that information, and if I knew that information, if I knew that Jeremy Harkness was a co-founder of um, Shopping, all right, if I knew that, then maybe I wouldn't have invested in it, all right? So I think you're entitled to potentially ask for your money back. All right. So that's what I would do if you want your money back. All right. And you invested after Jeremy Harkness got involved because remember Jeremy Harkness got involved in Blockdag sort of kind of later on. So if you've got involved in the past 2 months or whatever it is with Blockdag and don't like that information, then I think you're entitled to ask for a refund of your money if you so wish, all right? Now, whether you get it or not, that's a different kettle of fish, all right? I don't know. Other people have said on here, um, me again. His LinkedIn profile has always detailed his ties to Shopping. Also, I read through the Attorney General's report, and from what I inferred, is Nayad went rogue. Okay, so this is the other person, the CEO, went rogue in private dealings. None of the other board members and co-founders were investigated, and knowing the New York Attorney General, she does not play. If there was slight piece of evidence that the others knew, I can guarantee you she would have been going after them as well. All right, so that may be the case, but put that information there, in my opinion. Bro, what is your problem? Every time you find a new scam alert, that's to do with Inter Milan and stuff. Something else. It says here, so it says under Jeremy's his name, his LinkedIn link, which you didn't show in the video, which fully details his working relationships with shopping as chief blockchain officer. He was not involved in the financial side of the business. He was a technical builder of the blockchain technology. Okay, but why admit it? All right, why admit it that he was shopping co-founder? Why admit that? Sorry, admit it on the Blockdag team page. He managed to put all these other things that he is involved with. I mean, surely he could have just put one more little information here that he was involved in a company that ended up committing fraud. Okay, one of the members committed fraud. Um, I think it also says something about the current CEO, and that's kind of what I said when I called him a clown, and I shouldn't have done. So I apologize for that. All right, I shouldn't have done that. That was amateurish of me. So I take that back. But um, me personally, all right, if I was the director, if I was the CEO of Blockdag, I wouldn't want any negative connotations um, involved in my company. All right. So there's surely plenty of other people with experience that you could have taken on for this role, um, other than Jeremy Harkness, who've got a clean record. All right. And that's really why I called Anthony out for taking him on, because I don't think he should have done. Because he must have known that Jeremy Harkness was the co-founder of Blocking, um, Shopping. All right. He obviously knew that, and he must have known what had happened with Shopping, and he must have known there might have been some people dragging stuff up, dredging stuff up about him, and it's not a good look. All right, and then leaving it out intentionally. Well, I say intentionally leaving it out. I mean, not intentionally putting it in, let's say, okay? It's an omission, as Ponzi Patrol said. That's a material omission of relevant information that's important to investors. Okay, investors should have been given that information, and then let them make up their own mind about it. All right, but they didn't do that, and to me, that looks bad on Blockdag. All right, now they can say what they like about it. They can say things like, "Well, Jeremy had nothing to do with it. This guy acted alone," and all of that kind of thing. All right. But at the end of the day, he co-founded it with that guy. That's the point. Now, this other guy who's who founded other companies was well known to bullshit, basically. Basically over exaggerate what their company could do. All right. So, in my opinion, you're always better to under exaggerate, okay? Under exaggerate, is that a phrase? That's not even a phrase, is it? You're better to under promise and over deliver. That's the phrase I'm looking for, rather than the other way around, rather than over promising all the time and then not delivering. Because let's face it, Blockdag have pretty much done that most of the time. They've over promised and under delivered. How many times have they said, they're going to give miners uh, get the miners are shipping and things like that. And then you're nowhere near seeing these miners. So many times um, they've said various things and then they've come a cropper. They had to get rid of Not Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. All right, they had to get rid of them. They had to get rid of Inter Milan, and then Inter Milan came back. So all the time, to me, it seems like Blockdag just under-deliver all the time, in my opinion. And all they want to do is just sell as much of this stuff as possible. You don't have to go to the home page. Use code BDAG 400 for bonuses starting from 250%. I mean, 250%. How much are they, you know, they're cheapening their stock basically all the time. They're diluting it. All right. They're offering more and more tokens for less money all the time. It's just becoming ridiculous, in my opinion. So that's where I am with it. All right. So let me know in the comments what you think. Um, Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.